Hi Christchurch, I hope you're all really well. Like so many, I am really looking forward to when we can gather again, hopefully soon on Sunday mornings and in life group. I just thought I'd share a quick word today about resting. I don't know how well you rest, how good are you at resting? Are you good at stopping, or do you move on to the next thing, one thing after another? And I know this time of lockdown has been very different for us all, hasn't it? I know for some, we've been forced to slow down and do less. I know for others, this time has been just as busy as before. In fact, for some, it's been busier, hasn't it? I don't know about you, but the measure of how busy we are doesn't always coincide with how rested we feel inside, does it? Because resting's not just about physical resting, although that's important. Resting is also about the state of our hearts and our minds. And for us personally, for us as a family, there have been times over this last few months where we have had a chance to slow down and rest. But there have been other times, I'll admit, where it's been the opposite, and actually tensions have been high, anxiety has risen, and actually we haven't felt rested at all. And at those times, I personally take great encouragement from the verse in Philippians 4. I'm sure many of you are familiar, where we're encouraged to bring our anxieties to God in prayer. I'll read it to you now. Paul writes in Philippians 4, uh, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I take great encouragement from those verses. I love how we're encouraged to bring those things to God, the things that are causing us anxiety and where we're not feeling rested inside, where we're not feeling peaceful before God. We're encouraged to bring those to Him in prayer and to be thankful. So I encourage you, when you pray, find things to be thankful for, even when you are feeling perhaps weighed down by other things. And there's a promise here, isn't there? When we bring these things to God, that He will guard our hearts and our minds and give us His peace. I love that picture of a guard over our hearts and our minds, the idea of a guard keeping out the worries. See, when we bring things before God, He can change situations, absolutely. But more often, when we bring things to God, He changes our focus. Instead of looking down, we're looking up. Instead of focusing on the problems, we're reminded about God's goodness and God's faithfulness over us. So I encourage you, if you're feeling a bit restless, bring those things to God in prayer. Find things to be thankful for. Similarly, in Matthew 11, we read how Jesus said famous words. He said, come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. Now, the context of that verse, that Jesus is talking about weariness or laboring over religious things, how you can be right with God. And he says, come to me and I will give you rest. He's offering an eternal rest when we come to Him. But I believe that Jesus' invitation to come to Him remains for us every day, doesn't it? If you're feeling weighed down today, there's things that are really causing you to feel restless right now, I encourage you to bring them to Jesus. Come to Him. Bring them in prayer, because He does promise to give us peace. He promises to be with us in those difficult times. Jesus doesn't want us to be weighed down by anything. So I encourage you, if you're feeling restless, come to God with those things. See, He promises to give us rest, the rest that only Jesus can give. God bless you. I really hope that you would know God's peace and rest this week. I hope you get to enjoy the good weather too, and I really hope I get to see you all soon. God bless.